What's up guys, welcome back to Fancy Goldfish Fanatics. In today's episode we are going to be doing another episode of Rate My Tank. Now if you don't know what Rate My Tank is, then you're in the correct place, because Rate My Tank is where we have different aquariums, different fancy goldfish and goldfish aquariums on the channel, on the video today, and we have a look at them, compare them, look at the positives, some things that maybe could be improved a little bit, and just have an overlook at the different setups and different systems that you guys at home submit to me, and also some videos I've actually taken from YouTube as well to have a look at those setups. Now I always find it really interesting comparing different fancy goldfish and goldfish setups to see how their owners and how hobbyists do things in different ways, because without trying something new we aren't going to learn anything from it, and it's really interesting to see the different styles and aquascapes that people keep their fancy goldfish in. So in today's video I have two submissions by you guys at home, and the other videos are from YouTube itself. So I've actually just taken them down from YouTube and we're going to be reviewing them. So without further ado, let's check out the first tank and let's see what you guys think at home. So first up we can see we have a fluval tank. Now I believe this is around 180 to 200 litres. I don't think it's the fluval Roma 240, but it may well be. But you can see from this tank we have a very simplistic setup, which is personally what I like to see. I like the use of the black background to help make the fish colours pop. You can see we've gone with a bare bottom on this aquarium as well. As I've mentioned in previous videos, bare bottom helps with keeping that aquarium nice and clean. We've got a really light stocking. We've got two fish, a lovely tiger ranchu and a tiger aranda as well. Really liking the use of the bubbles and those air stones at the back of the tank to provide lots of oxygen into the water. We got some Marimo moss balls and then a few small pebbles scattered over the bottom of the tank. Now I really love this tank, and I know the owner has actually had it, or had another tank as a substrate based aquarium, but I would like to maybe see what it would look like with a black substrate in. Potentially that could make the colours pop a little bit more. I can see that the bottom of the tank is a darker colour, and we've also got a fluval canister filter on there as well. Really nice setup overall. Really like the use of that Java fern on the back. Really liking the use of the canister filter with the black inlet and outlet pipes to hide that at the back of the aquarium. Overall a nice bright aquarium. Really liking the activity levels in the fish. They look lovely and happy. Personally, probably wouldn't make any changes to this aquarium. I really like the overall setup. Very nice and clean aquarium. As you can see, the water clarity is crystal clear as well, which is great to see. Healthy fish, clear water. I don't think I would change anything. As I said, maybe I would incorporate a substrate, but I think they've removed this for a specific reason in the past. Overall, I'm going to give this tank a 4 out of 5 stars. Thank you for the submission. Absolutely loved it. Moving on to the next tank, we have a similar scape tank. We've got a few plants and a few rocks, but we have got the black substrate in this aquarium, and I really do like the look of that black substrate. It really sets those colours off with the fish. We've got a pom-pom, looks like we've got a veil tail and a ryukin in there as well. I'm really liking the use of those central boulders to create that sort of central feature, but it's really nice to see a minimalistic display, but also with some enrichment for the fish with the sand. I'm not sure if the plants are real, but I believe they are. Not sure what that one in the top left is, but looks like we've got some Anubias nana petite, a cryptocorin. We've got, I think, some Valis, and it looks like there was a Awazi sort of skimmer on top there. I can see we've got some Pothos in the back, and we have a Fluval Aqua Sky light on it. As you can see, the tank is fully lidded, so we're going to minimise evaporation with that as well. And overall, really light stocking to the aquarium. Lovely setup, really clean clean, maybe you could consider incorporating a sort of air stone or an air bubble wall in the back of the tank. And maybe if it was my aquarium, I may put a black background on there to really enhance the coloration in the fish. Now, this fish in the shot now, the pom-pom goldfish, isn't something you see too often, so it's quite nice to see. And I believe all of these fish in the aquarium were actually purchased from Star Fisheries. Lovely tank overall. Really like what they've done with the central rock feature. Maybe consider adding a black background, but overall really like the tank, and I'm going to give this one the same as the last tank, a 4 out of 5 stars. Thank you for the submission. So finally, we've got a very different aquascaped fancy goldfish tank. Now, this scape looks very clean, and this is actually from MD Fish Tank. So if you want to check out the original video where I actually took this from, you can check out MD Fish Tank's channel and check out his fancy goldfish setup. Looks like we've got some salvinia floating on the surface. We've got a selection of Marimo moss balls, Anubias, and some Java ferns, with that central mountain in there with all the different smooth river stones. Also looks like we've got some tan or white coloured sand at the bottom, and I really like the contrast from the black background to the vibrant green plants in the centre of the tank. Now, potentially if these fancies were larger in size, they may potentially remove or destroy some of the plants, but they seem to be holding up really well with the current stocking, and I do really like this aquarium. I absolutely love the use of the aquascape alongside those fancy goldfish. We can see we've got lots of aeration in the back. We've got a black inlet and outlet for the canister filter, which is hidden nicely with that black background. And overall, I really like the look, the clean look, but also the natural style look as well. Now, as I mentioned, if these fish were slightly bigger, it may become a little bit of a difficult situation when cleaning this aquarium, because you may get a huge amount of dirt and detritus build up within those rocks. But as we are stocked quite lightly in this aquarium, and there are not many fish and they are quite small in size, I assume it's going to be quite easy to just gravel vac once a week, keep that nice and clean, and keep the dirt and visible debris to a minimum level. But as I mentioned, if these fish get larger, they may get a little bit more destructive, and the tank may need a little bit more of an intensive cleaning routine. Overall, looking at the tank as it is, I absolutely love it. Probably wouldn't change anything about it. It looks like it's working. The water clarity is good. The fish are happy and active. So I'm actually going to give this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Very nice tank, MD Fish Tanks. Well done for setting up. Really liked watching this video and looking at the different Calico Ranchu. So that is it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Rate My Tank. If you want to have your tank featured in a video just like today's one, then you can let me know down in the comment section, or feel free to send me an email, fancygoldfishfanatics@gmail.com. We also have another series which is tank tours, where we look at these tanks in a little bit more detail, a little bit more depth, and sort of have a spotlight episode on each individual tank. But that's it for today's video. If you do have any questions, leave them down below. Thank you all for watching. Remember to keep those water changes up, and happy fish keeping.